Hello everyone. We are back with another Premodern Elves. I am on the play, and let's get into it. So this hand I keep, even though it has an anger in it. Again, it's good just to have a way of making a lot of mana, so like a Cradle or a Priest of Titania, and also like an actual threat. So despite this effectively being a 6 card hand with the anger, it's actually a very good hand. So a very strong hand. And so, this is pretty indicative of my opponent's on Parfait, which isn't the greatest matchup, but. So, I decide to lead with the Wirewood Symbiote usually if I have a Priest of Titania in hand or I don't have a Land War Finhorn, because that deck this effectively acts as a lightning rod for spot removal. Like usually, again, if they go to target the Priest of Titania, then you can just return it to your hand. So usually they do have to pick off this first. So, you know, that's usually why I lead with this and not something like Quirion Ranger. My opponent gets the Ancestral Recall off here. And an Enlightened Tutor, which I never like to see as an elf deck, but surprisingly not getting an Oath of Druids, but a Scroll Rack, which, I mean, I guess, I don't know. So here, again, I have a lot of mana now at this point with all these Quirion Rangers. Basically lets me just play Hardcast of Deranged Hermit now, so that's what I do. You should probably attack with the. I probably should have attacked with the Wirewood first. But okay, it doesn't really matter in this case. Sometimes but ideally you should make your attack before you play, before you make your plays. So here we have an Oath of Druids, which maybe my opponent just had what they wanted to play in their hand, so they wanted to play the Scroll Rack first, and they had already an Oath in hand, so they first wanted to put back their card so that they could Oath into what they actually need here. But again, I think they what would have happened is they probably had a Shard Phoenix in their hand, and they didn't want to play Oath because they wanted to get the Shard Phoenix out, and that's why they played a Scroll Rack instead of the Oath that was in their hand. Unfortunately for my opponent, I happen to top deck Survival, which does let me. Turns out that anger in my hand was actually pretty good. It just lets me get haste, and my opponent doesn't, of course, get the chance to Shard Phoenix me. This is just enough to sneak in that win. Yeah. All right. Moving to game 2 in the next video.